go live right now. All right, there we go. For those of you who are just checking out this video, I forgot to click the stream button. So we're about 15-20 minutes into our episode here, and Brank is just talking about how much he loves the Tales games.
Yeah, that's really exactly it. And I wasn't talking about Death's Door, the game that I think is actually good.
Yeah.
People, you didn't miss anything, okay? You just missed old Janky Poo yelling, blah, 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 I love Tales games. That was what he literally said.
Yeah.
They're my favorite games, and I only want to play them from now on. So, anyways, Death's Door, which is actually an incredible game, is worth playing. It is like a spiritual successor to Hyper Light Drifter, a game that I absolutely loved when it came out in, I want to say, 2014. Hyper Light Drifter might be... It might be a little bit later than that. Oh, it's 2016. But yeah, it's Death's Door is great. I still, because it reminds me so much of Hyper Light Drifter, I still have to say there's, place my heart for Hyper Light Drifter slightly more than Death's Door, which is good. But yeah, Death's Door is this, top-down, combat's kind of difficult, not maybe as difficult as a Souls game, but kind of that level, and you walk around and you got to kill 3 different bosses, and they'll give you different abilities when you kill them. Anyways, I beat the main game and I did a lot of the extra stuff, but there is a lot. I mean, you have to kind of follow a guide to 100% the game. So I don't know if I'm going to go and do all that, because there's just a lot left in the guide. Like I did quite a bit of it, but let's put it this way. The game takes about 5 to 6 hours to beat normally. And then I think there's about 4 to 5 additional hours, if not more, after you beat it worth of content going back through. So it's almost the full length of the game.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, it's like it's worth playing though, right? I think.
Oh, the game is incredible.
Like what's the price point we're looking at on this guy?
$16.
$16. So is it worth that $16?
Oh yeah, it was no doubt about it. I mean, the game was so incredible. I guess $20 it says on Steam, but I could have swore it was $16 on Xbox.
But
maybe they changed price.
I feel like with a lot of people are getting Games Pass just because they can play all these games, but they're not. You hear a lot of media outlets making complaints, right, about games having to pay for certain games, but I don't think people have an issue paying for them as long as they supply the content, the content that justifies the price tag.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem at all paying for Death's Door. I thought it was great. I mean, if it would have been part of Games Pass, that would have also been great. Great, part of the service. It wasn't. It was still an incredible game. It's only on Xbox and Steam, so I picked up on Xbox, and yeah, it's wonderful. One of the best indie games I've played this year. Honestly, it's probably my second favorite game of this year. I think I like it more than Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, Village is still my favorite game I played. But yeah, Death's Door is just it's the music's incredible. The story's pretty interesting and neat. It's easy to follow. It's not you don't have to do a ton to stay focused, and it's just enjoyable. The art style is also just really phenomenal. Reminds me a lot of like a Studio Ghibli film. Like there's a lot of character in everything. So
the music is really good in the trailers. I've watched that go down was cool.
So and the game's made by 2 people. One of the dudes who makes it is also the musician. It's like an incredible team. They made a game called Titan Souls that came out on PlayStation 4 and Vita years ago, where you pretty much just killed like a very simplistic looking 2D game, and you just killed bosses, and that was the whole game. And that was pretty fun too. But yeah, the company Acid Nerve made Death's Door, and yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about it. I think it's really one of the best indie titles to launch this year, which is saying quite a bit. I haven't turned on Chris Tales, which people seem to like, but
yeah, that one's on Game Pass too. I was thinking about checking that out, but
yeah, it was slow when I played the demo a year or 2 ago, but the art style is also beautiful, so I'm gonna try to give that one a look at one point. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Game Pass, and there's like 4 more games coming out this month, or 3 more games coming out this month. Hades, Psychonauts 2, and
Psychonauts 2 is actually a game that has not been released elsewhere yet. So this is like a straight to Game Pass game here.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have like Game Pass has like a huge lineup this year. I'd say every month they at least have one, if not 2 big titles. But August specifically, they have a title coming out almost every week, and it's Hades first, and then what is the next game? There's like Hades. Oh, nobody's posting it. That's the most frustrating thing. There's like a perfect lineup of games coming out, but you can't find it anymore because people are only talking about the games that have just been announced. So I apologize, but yeah, there are 3 big games coming this month, and none of the news sites are talking about them. So I can't even tell you what the third one is besides Psychonauts.
Let's see. So you have new to Gamescast in August. You have Curse of the Dead Gods, August 5th. Dodgeball Academia, August 5th. Katamari Democracy Reroll, August 5th.
Nope, I found it. Finally, I had to go through IGN, and they were the only ones who had this. So those games are all cool, but the big 3 are, so August 13th is Hades. August 19th is 12 Minutes. That's that indie title. Then August 25th, that the 12 Minutes is one with Willem Dafoe and Daisy Ridley and James McAvoy. And August 25th is Psychonauts 2. So like every week they have a big title coming out. So sorry, it took me a minute there, but yeah, it's so weird that everybody was like, only wanted to talk about Skate coming to cloud or whatever. It's like, wait, what? You couldn't talk about all the... there's a lot more stuff. But yeah, man, it's Game Pass, I think, is going to be our lifeline to gaming this year, as we've just seen kind of like, I mean, I guess we can just mention it, but the rumor is, Horizon's not coming, something that you and I have talked about a lot. I didn't think it was going to come.
What?
Oh man, Horizon Forbidden West, it might not actually show up.
I know. I
can't believe it.
I was so hopeful, man. Like we talked about this on like every episode. I'm like, but Horizon's still gonna come out, and you're like, no, it's probably not. And you're just an absolute buzzkill, man. This is why
I am. I'm the reason why I think
I'm licking those handrails, man. It was coming at you hard right there.
Yeah, this karma for me, kissing and licking. It is it's coming at everyone real hard. But no, this Horizon Forbidden West, we all kind of knew it wasn't going to come out. They wouldn't put a date on it. The one I'm kind of concerned won't come out because there's still no date is Halo.
No, don't say it. Nope, I don't want to hear it. It'll make it. Master Chief has never let us down before, except last year.
Oh man, I hope it comes out. I saw some of the footage. Do you watch any of the test flight, as they called it?
Yeah, I did. It looks choppy, and it might just be the videos I was watching, like of different people playing it. It looked choppy to me. So I'm sure that's just like a build version of it, and it's not the final product. But yeah, it looks fun. Just assuming it runs smooth. You look at like Halo Reach and Halo 3, the multiplayer feels very smooth. It all flows very well. And like this one looked like a demo. And I guess that was my only complaint about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beta, and people seem to be enjoying it who are playing it. The thing that kind of bummed me about what I watched, and I'm just hoping it's something that's just maybe not until the main release, is I didn't see the grappling hook. So like, I don't know. I'm that was a big part of the trailer that made it look so cool. People grappling up to vehicles, grappling weapons. But the fact that it wasn't used at all, and I don't know if people could use it, makes me wonder how to use the grappling hook. So we'll see. We'll find out, though.
They're waiting to introduce the Halo Just Cause crossover.
Oh, man, that's what they got to do, man. Just Cause 4. Halo Infinite Just Cause 5. That's what they'll have to
call Cause Hooks Evolved is what the game
Cause Hooks Evolved. Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Even if the Halo multiplayer makes it out this year, I just don't have faith in the Halo single player, just because I feel like we still haven't heard a lot about it at all. But we'll see. There's still Gamescom, I think. Is Gamescom still happening this year?
PAX. I don't know if PAX is before Christmas or not, but I know PAX is happening. And PAX
Gamescom is at the end of August. Gamescom is probably when, we'll get a date for Halo if we get one. Because, I mean, we've only got, 4 more months left this year,
And I know, like, there are things coming out on Games Pass, but I almost feel like Halo needs to come out because it's already been delayed once. It's already fallen victim to the fanboy culture. It needs to get out there, because I feel like if it delays any longer, like people are going to start losing faith in it, and that's not something I think Microsoft can afford with a franchise like that.
Yeah, I'm interested, man. I'm interested to see what's going to happen this year. This is this is shaping up to be the slowest year in gaming ever. I'm curious if next year will be better than this one. I'm hoping it will be, just because we've got so many titles that slipped, Breath of the Wild 2, and hopefully a new Mario game, because that hasn't been announced for forever. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey was 2017, like the real, true 3D new game. Yeah. Halo has been pushed back. Sony has like no games coming out this year. Like, I mean, if you look at their front, it's like Ghost of Tsushima expansion and Death Stranding upgrade, PS5 upgrade, director's cut, if you will. Nintendo has like a title coming out every month, but a lot of those are, I don't know, the quality is wavering, in my opinion. They're not like the highest quality games.
I agree. Do you know who else had a release pushed back recently?
I have no clue.
McDonald's, actually.
Oh, nice. That was incredible. I saw the picture of that.
Did you hear about what happened with this?
Oh, it was like something that McDonald's Australia was just making in private, right? They hadn't even talked to Sony about.
Yeah, they hadn't spoken to Sony about giving the controllers away. It's for like this streaming charity thing they were doing.
Oh, okay.
And, hey, let's be honest, man. That's a really like nice looking controller. Like, I wouldn't mind having one.
I'd pay for 2 of those, man. I mean, as long as can I customize it so I can get the double on each side, just in case I'm maybe not as big a fan of the fries?
I was hoping I could replace like the shapes on the buttons with chicken nuggets.
That would be good. Yeah, chicken nuggets. For those of you who cannot watch this live, we are looking at the McDonald's PlayStation 5 controller. It is missing a few things. I don't see a large size cup anywhere on there, so I think they need to add that back in.
Yeah.
And a few. I think they need to just add some more stuff. There's not enough stuff on this controller. It's not busy enough. So this thing's crazy, man. I mean, just looking at it, it's like, I don't know why anybody would spend the time making this. Like, it is ridiculous.
This was supposed to be like a limited run, so I mean, this is one of those things. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it'd probably be worth something someday to the the collectors.
I guess, yeah. Sure. I'm sure it's worth something to someone someday. Speaking of something that's worth something to some people soon, Playdate. You know what the Playdate is? That little crank console?
No.
It's like
the little Game Boy looking thing, right? Is that?
Yeah.
So tell me about
by
this.
Using a crank. So they sold out in 20 minutes. It's $179. If I remember correctly, it comes with games pre-installed, and then you can update games by connecting it to the internet. And there's games made exclusively for it by indie developers like Lucas Pope, the guy who did Papers, Please, and the Return of the Obra Dinn, and a bunch of other people. And yeah, man, it looks like it could be really, really neat, but we'll have to wait to see, because it's just not. I mean, I don't think it comes out till next month. I can never remember. It's so hard to find the dates on any of this stuff. Nobody ever likes putting the dates. Like, hey, it's sold out. It's like, can't you put the release date?
Tell us when it comes out. Yeah, I saw. So I also saw got a little pop up on Instagram about a phone case called the Play Case, and it actually has like a Game Boy layout on the back of the phone case.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that? Like, you take the phone, you have the phone, you flip it over, and there's a Game Boy right here.
That's cool.
Your camera is still there, but like, it's a Game Boy screen and a Game Boy button pad. I don't know how it's supposed to come with like 25 games, and you can put more on it. It's just
weird.
Kind of it's weird, but it's like, I don't know, it's very innovative what people are doing with these like retro gaming machines nowadays.
Yeah, well, anyways, the Playdate doesn't have a date, so I had to search separately. They say it's later 2021. It's one of those things I think is neat. I did not pre-order one. I think $179 is way too expensive for what appears to be like a Game Boy, where like I would gladly pay for the what is that Game Boy called? I forget its name every single time. The Oh man, do you remember the name of the special Game Boy that even Elijah Wood wanted to get and nobody could get their hands on? No, I take it you don't remember it either.
Analog Pocket.
Analog Pocket. Thank you. I will never be able to remember that name. I've tried remembering the Analog Pocket's name every single time. I would love one. I can never remember the name. And that thing's $20 more. I would much rather have that. Plays tons of different games from different consoles. It looks beautiful, and you can buy a dock and play it off your TV. But yeah, that's just, I can't believe I can't remember that name. I guess it's just because it's so basic, analog. Like, it's just called Analog Pocket. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me so much of the Game Boy Advance SP. That's why I've been like really excited for it. Anything else stand out to you news-wise this week? I feel like we're going to have a little bit shorter of an episode because it's been so just weird. You know, there's the Blizzard stuff that we don't really have a lot to talk about, and that's kind of the whole video game news cycle. You know, some stuff happened at Blizzard. I don't have a lot to say. You know, I'm not employed there. You know,
yeah,
that stuff sounds bad. That's all I can say, you know, like,
yeah. It's so hard. Like, at first I was, you know, wanting to say, also there's a picture of the Analog Pocket on the screen for anyone
nice
watching.
The Analog Pocket looks beautiful.
It does look really nice. Yeah, you know, it's hard to say for sure like what happened or didn't happen. I was leaning towards the fact that like maybe there's some kind of misfire between the management and the employees, but now all this evidence is coming out and I'm like, oh, maybe there wasn't. You know, maybe this is exactly what it sounds like.
If that evidence is true, like, then there's obviously some horrible junk going on, and it shouldn't take place anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we said, it's just not. It's just so weird that this is what gaming news has become. Like,
it's bled into the mainstream media too. Like, this is being reported on everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, the one thing we can report on that we actually know is the president of Blizzard is stepping down.
Yeah.
So that happened today. You know, there's no talk of Kotick if he's going or not. That's the only other big thing I think that may happen. But beyond that, like, it's weird because there's so little gaming news, meaning like new games coming out, game updates, game releases. So, you know, but there's obviously news happening in the gaming space with people. And I just don't feel qualified as somebody who, you know, mainly likes playing games to talk about, you know, what this company did. And, you know, because I mean, yeah, I read quite a bit of the stories and it sounds sick, but I don't know. You know, I don't know anything, so I'm not gonna talk about them.
Okay. You and I I mean, we're not qualified to be talking about it. You know, we're not lawyers. You know, so if you want opinions, you know, there's a bunch of other people talking about this right now too. But it's just,
if you want opinions, you can find those very easily about this. Just type in Activision Blizzard. I'm sure it'll be a million opinion videos.
You know, again, it's unfortunate, but on the things that we do know stuff about, EA had a little show, right?
Oh wow, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, EA Play, man, it's been some time. Yeah, EA, what is it called? Summer.
It's just EA Play, I thought.
Is it EA Play? That was the old name, but I know they. EA Play Live. There we go. Yeah, they like changing it every once in a while. So
yeah. Speaking of live, though, do you know what isn't live?
No.
Something dead.
No! Uh-oh. For those of you who are watching this live, there is... it ended. There was a loud noise.
I muted it. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, for those watching, there's the trailer for Dead Space. This looks good, man. I really hope it is good. Like, I only played the beginning of Dead Space. Did you ever play the original?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I loved so I finished 1 and 2. I didn't finish 3 for obvious
reasons. Was it not
reasons.
good, or
no? It made it so like so I love Dead Space for the single player experience, you know, and Dead Space 3 made it to where like you had to rely on co-op to beat the game, and you also, if you didn't want to do co-op, you would have to do microtransactions to make the game accomplishable.
Oh, okay, that's sad.
And so I was not a fan of that, but it sounds like EA has learned their lesson, especially after the success of Jedi Fallen Order.
Well,
you know,
also Resident Evil 2 remake was what?
Yeah, but I mean, they're seeing the value of those single player experiences, and they have vowed that there will not be microtransactions in this, which I'm excited about. But yeah, no, I really enjoy these games. Do you have any history with them?
I mean, I played like 1 hour of Dead Space. I thought it was neat. I will definitely play this remake as long as it comes out and isn't a trash fire, you know. But
Yeah.
I hope it's coming out sooner rather than later. I don't feel like they gave us any details on it at all, other than that just Dead Space remake. So, and we definitely need games. So, like, it would be great if they had like it coming out in the next 6 months. You know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
they
going to
did
happen,
not.
but
They didn't really. It doesn't sound like there's much. I don't know, being created yet of this game. Like, obviously, they have the
yeah.
cinematic made, but it doesn't sound like it's too far into production yet.
Yeah, that kind of makes me worried a little bit because like EA has had a really bad habit of showing, like a lot of companies, of showing things off way too early. They showed off Dragon Age 4 like 2 or 3
What?
years ago. Don't you remember
You
that?
wouldn't do that.
And they just showed up concept art of it, and it's like still not even they couldn't even show
I
anything
know
about
they've
it this year.
showed,
It's still
yeah, they
not ready.
showed concept art and like making of stuff, and they still haven't shown like a legitimate, even just a legitimate like cinematic trailer for it.
Yeah, and I want to say Dragon Age 4 concept footage release. Let me see. I want to say that was 2 or 3 years ago now. So yeah, let me see if I can find out when that was. No, nobody, because everybody has constant news. It sounds like at least a year ago, but probably way longer than that. And so we still don't know when that's coming out. We know nothing about that. So this idea that we've been shown Dead Space, but we don't know when it's coming out. We don't know anything about it. I have so little faith right now in the games industry. So this idea that they're going to keep pushing more just like announcements and have nothing to show is, I don't know, man. It definitely doesn't make me excited.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Especially
especially with like the climate right now, like we don't know what's happening with COVID and people going back to work and what might happen with this so-called Delta variant going around. So it's possible that, while 2021 was bad in terms of games, like it's possible that this could go on, and like this Dead Space game, it looks cool and I'm excited about it. But it's possible, with all the stuff happening that we might not see this game for several years.
Yeah, and at that point, you just almost wonder if these companies should just stop showing stuff, stop having press conferences, stop doing stuff till things are ready. Because saying that Dead Space is coming out is cool, but who cares when it's like, well, it's coming out in 6 years.
Yeah.
It's like nobody knows what's life's gonna be like then. It's like, it reminds me of that Suicide Squad teaser that we got.
Yeah.
The game.
Supposed to be
what, 2022?
Yeah,
was what they originally showed.
No, and the Batman game was supposed to come out this year, if I remember correctly.
And it's like, so 2022 at that time felt so far off, and I don't even think it's going to make 2022. I think it's going to be like 2024 probably.
Right.
So yeah, and Take-Two announced that they're going to release games too, but I don't know. I just don't. What does that mean anymore? They just said like, we have a bunch of new AAA titles, and there's supposed to be a new 2K game revealed this month. But is it just going to be like one of their sports titles? So
I don't know. I'm not really like interested in a lot of the 2K stuff these days. So some people are speculating there might be a new BioShock on the horizon, but again, that's the same thing with like Dead Space. So like, you could say that, but we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like that's kind of the problem I see too. Is like 2K. Like I love Grand Theft Auto, which Take-Two as part of that company. And I really love the BioShock games. So like I would love to know if they're doing stuff, but if they're just going to show a teaser and then it's like 5 years out, don't do it. Don't do it at all. Just stop. Like we don't care anymore. There are enough games to play from backlogs that we all have, but it's like, if you want us to be excited about gaming, don't just keep saying that something's going to come and then, not 6 years, but like 2 years down the line. Like,
Still
think
not.
about how long it took us to get Final Fantasy VII Remake. And
Oh
who
my
knows how long
gosh,
it's
yeah,
going
that
to
was
take to
like
get the sequel.
that was just a tech demo for the PS4 originally, and then what, 7 years later we finally got it.
Yeah, and now how long are we gonna have to wait for the sequel? How long is it gonna be for
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2? I mean, they haven't even announced it yet, and knowing them, that means it's like 5-6 years out, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah.
yeah, gaming is in a weird place. Sorry I sound so bummed out about it, but it's been a strange year for a lot of things, and then gaming has just been like, it's a place for, I think, a lot of people to go to when they feel like, hey, this is rough. And the fact that like all of these companies, I have no clue what's going on. You know, obviously making games is really difficult. So I'm not saying like, oh, why aren't they making the game? But it's like they're choosing to release trailers and get people stoked on things that are just nowhere near being done. And I think that is what's the thing that makes me upset.
Yeah, and it's and this might sound callous, but like you have situations like the Activision Blizzard and stuff going on at Ubisoft where like it's not just the possibility of COVID messing with game development now. It's like these walkouts, and these employees refusing to do things until things are made better. And yes, they should be. Everyone should feel safe in the workplace, but it's just another thing you have to take into account when a game gets announced is that these scandals are happening more and more in the gaming industry. You never know when something like that's going to also affect the production of a game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen to Blizzard after this?
Yeah.
I mean, the one good news is you and I don't really like their games. They haven't really done anything that special for a while. Yeah. Diablo 4 looked like it could have been interesting, but beyond that, it's like Overwatch 2 was a PvP, or not PvP, a PvE focused PvP game. Like they had nothing really interesting that they were coming up with. But that being said, still not what I like to see as a company go to ruins.
Yeah.
They made so many bad choices. They were on their way anyways there. But yeah, I don't know, man. Gaming is in a weird spot. I feel like the same could be said of entertainment and media as a whole. So it's like, I guess it's not too surprising because beyond like getting superhero films, I feel like we've seen the destruction of all film. Besides getting the big budget blockbuster films nowadays from Disney.
You know what I've noticed too with on the topic of movies is the fact that you go on like Vudu or Amazon Prime or whatever, and you look at the new rental section, like there's still movies coming out. They're just not the big budget blockbusters. It's all like it's very very indie flicks, but there's still stuff coming out. It's not good, but it's you're these I guess nobody filmmakers are now like getting their stuff viewed because none of the big studios are making movies anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that's kind of a bummer. I think before everything happened last year, the superhero and blockbuster films kind of changed the expectation for these film companies that they all want multi-billion-dollar numbers.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's like, the days of us getting Road to Perdition style films, I think might be done, which is a bummer.
Absolutely, yeah. Nobody's gonna fund a drama. Like you barely even see romantic comedies coming out these days.
Yeah, you don't see comedies anymore because everybody's so scared of doing those too. Yeah, it is. It's weird, man. At least the cool thing is, for the most part, if you own these things physically, you can watch them, unlike me with It's Always Sunny, where one of my favorite episodes got pulled. So I couldn't even watch it. I didn't even know till I tried watching it, and I was like, wait, that's weird. I missed this episode where Charlie was a janitor.
A lot. Disney has pulled a lot of Simpsons episodes too.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man.
I didn't know Disney pulled Simpsons episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Well, whatever, man. It's the future that we live in. So... oh, my goodness, dude. Well, anything positive before we hit the road? Because I think we need to end it here.
Okay, so as we all know, I'm an avid retro game collector.
And, you got some new stuff.
So I got I got some Sega games, but last night, so I've been searching for like 2 years trying to get a copy of Guardians Crusade on the PlayStation 1.
Guardians Crusade?
Yeah, on PS1, and it's such a hard game to find because people who have it either are selling it without the manual, or it's outside the case and just the disc itself, or someone has an unopened copy selling for like $700 or $800.
Yeah, it's $300 for this one on eBay.
On eBay, yeah. So last night I was just surfing on eBay and I came across a copy, just a one that's in good condition, has all the artwork, the case is fine, the disc is fine. I came across that copy for $40. So I was like, dude, I can't not buy this. So I clicked on it. It's gonna be here on Saturday. I'm so excited because this is like one of the last one of my like must-have PlayStation games, because I got the Final Fantasies, I got the I got Brave Fencer Musashi, I got Legend of Legaia. Guardians Crusade is like my last like must-have before I just start, adding random things to the collection. So I'm pretty stoked on this, man.
It's a cool looking game. I never played it. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. It's like your typical RPG turn-based combat, but
I'm sorry, you need to actually get rid of it. It's Activision, so I'm hoping you're going to do the right thing and burn that.
Right.
Right after you buy it, you need to turn around and burn it.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
But anyways, yeah, I'm just, it's exciting, man. Like I got worried that the cost of like these rare retro games were going to skyrocket after that whole Mario thing, but luckily I was able to grab this one at a decent price.
Yeah, man, it is a weird looking title. I'll have to give it more of a look later, but that's cool, man. Yeah, I wish I cared about collecting retro stuff. I still have all of my old games in perfect condition, but I don't know where they are. So
yeah, well, some of the stuff like in box, like if you have the boxes and manuals, are worth quite a bit these days.
Yeah, I know. We got to find them and you got to test them, make sure that the saves still hold. And the games that I have that like I don't want to sell. Like I don't want to sell my copy of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
it's like one of my favorite games. But hey, my bro, that is awesome. We will have to do an episode where we talk about your collection at one of these points.
Yeah.
Okay, till next time, we'll hopefully come back with hopefully positive news. Hopefully there'll be something else like Steam Deck, because that was cool. That was a fun episode.
Yes.
All right. Peace.
Late.
That was good.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Let me end the broadcast.